But it did snow this morning.
It did. That was the whole thing. It snowed. I think I was supposed to mention that somewhere along the way.
Hello, everybody. So I took my dog out at their first time out, 7 a.m., and normally she loves the snow, but even she looked at it and says, oh, this just isn't right, and ran back up the stairs. I don't know if because she just turned 14, but usually she's rolling in, and it was like, oh, no, I'm not ready for this. Hi, everybody. Last week I wasn't here. Many of you know that if you were here, and I wasn't. So believe it or not, I actually went on a vacation. And I can't tell you how much thought goes into planning a vacation when one of your main goals is not to be around people. Mm-hmm. And it's so different from the vacations that my partner Mac and I usually plan. And we've gone to big cities and taken in theater while there, going to really nice restaurants and museums and all those great things that you look forward to. And the last big vacation when you went to Paris and London, I mean, those kind of vacations. So, but we definitely wanted to do something and to get away a little bit. And of course, it's interesting to want to get away from a place that most people go to get away from where they are. So we just, in a sense, kind of shift a little bit. But you do need to get out of your space to come to, I don't know, a bit of clarity. So this is what we came up with. So we found a place in Coos Bay, Oregon, that it's an RV park, but most of the RV pads already have RVs in them. They have Airstreams that are set up like hotel rooms. And you don't go there to move the Airstream, you go to occupy the Airstream. And it was right on the bay, and it was great. And as I was there this week and thinking about my topic of this Sunday of cleaning house, how walking into this wonderfully appointed Airstream was like walking into your ideal life. Everything you absolutely needed was there, but nothing more than that. Everything that was there that you needed, and it was of high quality. I mean, just like in nice hotel rooms, you had the little bottles of shampoo and conditioner and, really nice brands and, nice towels and washcloths, and the kitchen had just what you needed. And, of course, I like to cook. And so the first thing that came to my mind as we're coming to the holidays was, how would you cook a turkey here? It's like, who could you have over to have a turkey? So you don't need all that stuff. You just have exactly what you need. And I could see, though, how, and having talked to people that have lived in RVs for periods of time, how easy it is for that to get out of control, so to speak. That on one hand, you have this fantasy of this perfectly ordered life and perfectly appointed life, but you think, well, what if I just bring in this other thing? And of course, bringing in just that other thing into let's say a 2,000 square foot home may not get noticed. But bringing it into an Airstream gets noticed. And I kind of live that in a sense. Mac and we live in a 550 square foot condo. So it really is to the point that if you buy a shirt, you have to also decide which shirt you already have that you're going to get rid of. So it's really a trading thing. So there's not too many things that come in our door that isn't also followed with something going out our door. And again, it is so easy for it to get out of control. And if you don't pay any attention to it, suddenly you can have just piles of things that you don't need, and actually when you get down to it, you really don't want, and that are in the way. So I believe that this period of time that we have been in has been a very elongated time of introspection of cleaning house. And maybe some actual cleaning house. Actually, I've had many people say, with the lockdown, I was going to clean the garage and they never got around to it. But yes. Yeah, I'm not going to take a poll, but didn't it sound great? I'm finally going to organize my closets. And I thought, we're in a smaller place. I'm going to get down to really intricate levels of organization. Never really happened. A lot of things I haven't checked. But came up with this idea of cleaning house. If some of you know that this last month I've been working with a book by Julie Cameron called The Prosperous Heart, Creating a Life of Enough. And the chapter I've been working with is called Cleaning House. And of course, there's many different ways to look at cleaning house. First of all, there's actually cleaning your house. And we all need to do that. And really, when you finally get around to cleaning the garage, not that it's fun while you're doing it, doesn't it feel great when you're done? Don't all of you, and you don't have to send me an email, I bet many of you have boxes in your garages or closets that you actually have forgotten what's in them because they've been closed up sometimes 10 years or more, and you really think of it. What is so precious in those boxes? If you actually just went to your garage and closet without looking in them and threw it away, would your life negatively be affected? I don't think so. But there's that thing of, well, I could, but I really need to look through them. And of course, someday we will. But I have to tell you, it was so freeing moving from a huge home with tons of boxes that had not been looked at for years to coming to a small space. Because I was forced to, in a sense. I mean, I couldn't put that stuff in my place. And I was really determined not to rent storage units. Isn't a storage units kind of an insidious sort of thing where you just move the stuff you haven't looked at for 20 years and you pay now not to look at it? I mean, so really look at that. I mean, we're out of our mind. I have paid $100 a month to not look at my boxes. Why? Just pay kids to live down the street to go and secretly take them out and throw them away. You won't miss them. But it starts, so that's a symbolic way to clean house, but there's other deeper things to clean house. And as Julia Cameron, I have a quote here I'll read in a second, as of course she's talking about prosperity. So cleaning house on our habits or not so good habits around our finances, our habits or not so good habits around our jobs and our relationships. And when we get down to those kind of things, that's where the real deep cleaning house needs to take place. So here's what she writes. The prosperous heart is free. It is not distracted or weighed down by baggage or clutter. As we declutter our homes, we make room for our true dreams to grow. As your physical environment becomes clear, your mind becomes clear as well. So the whole point of cleaning house, there's several points. First of all, we just need to clean house. So if we're carrying things, especially now as I talk to so many people all the time, and if your story sounds similar to the ones I'm telling, please, I am combining stories, so they're not any one in particular story. I'm not outing you on your stories. But so many people are telling me, especially now, how the issues have come up around their families and close relationships. How even though you're not necessarily able to be with many of them in the same room, how difficulties in those relationships have just floated to the surface. And as I've probably said before, I think we have all come to the conclusion that many of our family members have actually lost their minds at this point, because they think so differently than us. And we're all at such this heightened emotional state right now that we have a tendency to act badly in ways that we would have never acted badly before. We're so firm in our opinions and so unwilling to even listen to someone else's opinion that we're instantly just judging it as being wrong or out of sorts or actually crazy. And so we, rather than deal with cleaning house in our family relationships, we, in a sense, actually do with what we would like to do with our boxes and just throw them away without looking at them. This is something actually we need to look at. Throwing away boxes works. Throwing away relationships does not work. And if we're thinking of cleaning house, this is really the work that needs to be done. Because what do we want to do after we clean house on so many levels? We want to invite a different way of living into our country, don't we? And in fact, on November 3rd, we are voting. And again, I am not telling you who to vote for, how to vote, where to vote, whether by mail or in person. That's none of my business. But what I am telling you is to thoughtfully vote, because we are collectively making some major decisions right now. And the only way that I believe that we can make these decisions is to clean our house, our inward house a bit, to make room, become less rigid, to be able to look at things with a little bit more groundedness and clarity, and not just knee-jerk reaction, try to make a decision. So here's my theory. First of all, I really hate I dislike when we as human beings try to come up with simple answers to very complex questions. But when this thing that we call the pandemic, I actually am becoming to believe more and more that one of the reasons why we called this forth was to give us room to clean house. That to no longer have the excuses of, I have so many places to go on my schedule. We don't have that so much anymore. That I believe that part of this was to give us some time and space to clean house. And that once we got through the frustration and even some ways, even the depression of it, to come into, like, this is really just our life for a while. And we have to come to terms with it. And I think we are spontaneously starting that, at least that desire to clean house and to work on our relationships. I also found some interesting writings by someone that's new to me. His name is Bob Goff. And he speaks from a traditional Christian perspective, but I like what he has to say. And there's one of the books he wrote is Love Does, Discover a Secretly Incredible Life in an Ordinary World. And he talks about being careful with the words we use with people. I think we're not very careful with our words these days. Have you noticed how we just instantly go for the jugular to show our opinion? And he uses the word Bible verses here. So just even change that possibly with my opinions. I don't think Bible verses or my opinions were meant to be thrown like grenades at each other. They were meant for us to use to point each other towards love and grace and invite us into something much bigger. But we're using our words like grenades. And we've really drawn very clear lines in the sand. And some of our relationships are in shatters right now, but yet we say we want to build a better world. But our foundation is crumbling a bit. And that crumbling foundation is our relationships and how we need to give them attention. So I don't have any fantasy at this point that we will all instantly become in agreement with our families. I still think some of my family members have opinions that I don't know what they are. I don't agree with them. But here's something I've come to understand with this. It's not about changing someone's opinion so much. It's about being a good spouse, a good brother, a good cousin, a good uncle, a good aunt. And I know that as some of the people in my life who are expressing opinions that I find so puzzling, that I know that all of us right now are in a heightened state of anxiety. In fact, I think many of us are like people who have not slept for 5 days but have had 30 pots of coffee. I mean, so just think about that. Up for 5 days with just living on coffee. How much sense would you make? But I think there's a part of us that is at that level right now, that we are not quite making sense even to ourselves, and we're so holden into our opinions right now. So as I judge some friends and family as having questionable opinions right now, think, well, how can I be a good brother, a good uncle, a good cousin? I think the only thing I can do now is to just be present with them. I'm not going to change their minds anyway, so why try when you think about it? And I know that there's going to be a time that we come off of this feeling of having too little sleep and too much coffee, and we're all going to come back to earth and look at things a little bit more reasonably. That some family members that you thought have turned into people you can no longer talk to, I believe that you will be able to talk to them again. Not necessarily that they will have your opinion, but you'll be able to talk to them again. And the only thing that you can do now is to simply love them. I mean, I know that sounds simple. That's really all that you can do right now. Nobody is convincing anyone of anything right now. So why? Try. Why not just love them for the state that they're in and know that you also might have been touched with that sleep deprivation and too much coffee a little bit yourself. And that your wish and desire can be for them to just love you right now as well. We will come through this. I don't know how or when, but we will. I know that there will be some time, months or even years from now, that we'll come together and meet at Starbucks and go, oh my God, what was that all about? And I think we will have come out of it in a positive way. Another thing that Bob Goff has to think is that there's a difference between good judgment and living in judgment. And I think our living in judgment right now, we are fooling ourselves thinking that we are in good judgment. Again, we have some really big decisions right now. We need to take down the temperature just a little bit. And even though there is this fantasy of cleaning house, like I said, going into the garage and just, hiring the neighborhood teenagers to just take the stuff out without even looking at it and just say, and walk into the garage, free from it all, that you kind of give it a quick sweep and it's empty. We like that. I mean, I like the idea of that fantasy, even though I don't want to be in there doing it, but I like the fantasy of it. But the truth of the matter is that it takes a little bit more discernment of looking through, I guess, our garbage that we've collected along the way. So several years ago, I had a friend who her mother-in-law finally passed away after a bit of an illness, and she was kind of a shut-in and a hoarder. And she told me well before her mother-in-law passed that she and her husband, of course, there's so many things with facing the passing of someone you love, but said the one thing that they were just dreading was that she had about an 800 square foot house, and she was a hoarder. And I was there once after she had passed, and literally there was like a little, mouse path from the front door to the couch, and a little mouse path to the bathroom, bedroom, and part of the kitchen, and everything else was magazines and papers this high. You had no idea what her furniture was other than her little chair or another little chair in the kitchen. And my friend also had this fantasy that, of course, once her mother-in-law passed, they were going to clear it out, do some remodeling, and sell it. And she had in her mind, we're going to have the quick fix here. She actually hired or rented one of those huge things you put at construction sites, a big trash can, the serious kind, where like almost 3 trucks needs to bring them in. And so her idea was she was just going to hire some of the neighborhood teenagers to just, within a few hours, just throw it all away. And it doesn't almost, separating yourself from the fact of mourning someone's passing, in a sense, doesn't that kind of feel good? Let's just get rid of it. Let's just get the teenage kids. I can even just be management here with the clipboard. They can do the heavy lifting here, and we'll finally see what's underneath all this stuff. But the night before she had this master plan was going into effect, the kids had been hired, they were going to come in the next day at 8 o'clock. She just randomly picked up one of the magazines, and I think she noticed it was like 10 years old, like, oh, what were we looking at 10 years ago? And she opened it up, and out fell a $20 bill. And she turned a few pages, and she found another $20 bill. And she started to randomly go through different magazines, and after about an hour, she had about $150. And so she realized that this was not going to necessarily be a quick fix. That she would have to very mindfully, she and her husband, to go through each and every magazine and really be on, I guess you could say, a treasure hunt. And by the end of this, and I think this took them about 4 to 6 months, I think they had about $5,000 by the end of this. So here's the metaphor I'm looking at for this, and especially looking at our interpersonal relationships. Part of us thinks we just want a quick fix, and especially those that we are in disagreement right now, let's just throw them away. It's like, let's just get rid of them. Let me change my phone number. No, let's put a block on their number. They're gone. But that never works. But I guarantee that if you spend some time, especially as we're going through world events like we're going to, that it's also a treasure hunt. That don't be too quick to throw it away. That as we look through the nooks and crannies here, you will reacquaint yourself with the people you truly love. They're still there. You're still there, even though you're acting badly too. I guarantee it in some way. You're acting badly as well. That, yet it's not just about them. That spending some time with this, and they eventually got through it. They eventually had the dumpster filled with the stuff they didn't need, and not only had a lot of money, but papers and pictures that it would have been so tragic had they just been thrown away. So as we look at world changes, and again, our election is symbolically of that, don't be so willing to throw things away. It's salvageable. There's great gifts to find in what seems to be a big old mess right now. And if it helps you, think of my friend just sitting there day after day, going through each and every magazine, page by page, and finding amazing things that she didn't know would be there. So I just want to close today with a poem by Ernest Holmes. And first of all, this sounds nothing like Ernest Holmes' writing. In fact, I looked it up a couple different places to confirm that it was him, and I'm still not convinced. Because it's just nothing against how he usually writes, but this is called She Just Let It Go. And if you're interested in having a copy of this, just email us at office@lightonthemountains.org, and I'll email you a copy. So, she just let it go. She let go. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons. Wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry, she just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't research the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her day timer. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment prayer. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around her when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came across her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. So let's just take this in. Why don't we just let it go? Why don't we just let go of our opinions right now, and at the same time doing the very important work we need to do in the world today? We can still let go. We can, as we let go, we hold on to that presence of the divine that is within us. And as we hold on to that presence within us, we see and affirm it in everyone else, regardless of what they say, regardless of what they do. We let go of our idea of them. Yes, we let it go. And so we move forward right now to an amazing transition of life. And at its base is our willingness to let go. And I affirm that we do. And I affirm that we also, like this poem, do it without fanfare, do it without permission, do it without applause. We just do it. and our life is transformed. So I give thanks for this, and I give thanks for each person listening here today who are doing this right now, taking the first steps. And as I give thanks for it, I let it go. I let this prayer go knowing that it will do its work in the universe without my looking after it. It will just do it on its own. And as we allow it to do its magic, amazing things happen. And so it is.